Welcome to my English podcast.
Learn, practice, and speak with confidence.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my English podcast. I'm Mia, your host, and I'm here with Max and Mrs. Tina. Today's episode is super useful, and I'm actually really excited about it. So let me start with a quick story. Maybe you've been in this situation. I remember when I first started working in a big office. My English was okay, but I always felt like I was invisible. People would talk. I would say something like, "That's nice," or "I agree," and then nothing. The conversation moved on. No one remembered what I said. Honestly, I felt boring.
Oh, I know what you mean. Mia, that happened to me, too. When I started learning English, I used all the safe words, like okay, good, or yes. People didn't even look at me. I thought, maybe it's because my accent is bad or I'm making grammar mistakes. But really, it was just because my answers were kind of, boring.
Exactly. I wanted to sound more interesting, but I didn't know how. I thought maybe I should use big, smart words, but that only made it harder for me. Then one day, a friend told me, "Mia, you just need to change your phrases a little." She gave me a few ideas, and I tried them the next day. And you know what? People noticed and said something new. And suddenly, everyone stopped and listened. It felt amazing. It's like opening a door to a new world just by changing a few words.
That's such a good example. Mia, this happens to so many English learners. You don't have to use difficult words. You just need to sound a little different, a little more real. People love to hear something new, even if it's simple. And it's not only about sounding smart. It's about being interesting, being yourself, and making other people feel something.
Yeah, I remember the first time I said, "You won't believe what happened to me," instead of "I have a story." Everyone in the room turned to look at me. It's so true. Just a small change, and people want to hear more.
So true, Max. And today, we're here to help everyone do just that. We've made a list of 15 simple phrases that can help you never sound boring in English again. You can use them in any situation, at work, at school, even just talking with friends or family. And we're not just going to tell you the phrases. We're going to practice them, talk about when to use them, and share some funny stories so you can really remember them.
And don't worry if you feel shy or nervous. It's normal. Everyone feels that way sometimes. But these phrases are not only easy, they're fun to use. When you try them, you'll see people notice you more. You'll feel more confident, and speaking English will be more fun.
Let's do something. If you're listening now, think about the last time you felt boring or invisible in a conversation. Maybe you just answered with "fine" or "not much." That's okay. It's normal. Today, let's change that. Max, can you remember your most boring answer ever?
Oh, for sure. I think I said, "Nothing special," for about 6 months straight. Every time someone asked me, "How was your weekend?" I just said, "Nothing special." After a while, even I got tired of hearing myself say it. But I was nervous, so I thought safe was better. But actually, safe is boring.
So, Mrs. Tina, do you think most students worry too much about being perfect and forget to be interesting?
Yes. Many learners want to speak perfectly, so they choose simple, safe words. But English is about sharing your ideas, your feelings. It's okay to be different. It's okay to make mistakes. When you use a new phrase, even a small one, it shows you're brave. And people remember that.
That's so true. And honestly, I think when I started using a few new phrases, people smiled more when I talked. Sometimes they laughed, or they wanted to know more. It just felt better.
Okay, so before we start with the phrases, I want to play a quick game. Max and Mrs. Tina, let's take turns saying boring answers and then making them interesting. Is that okay?
Let's do it. I'll start. Here's a boring answer. I'm tired.
Okay, now make it interesting.
How about, I feel like I could sleep for a week. That's better. Right.
Much better. Max, here's one. Boring. My day was okay. Now, my day was a roller coaster, but I survived.
That's so good. My turn. Boring. I don't know. Now, I'm not sure yet, but I'm thinking about it. See? Just changing a little bit makes the conversation more fun.
And you don't need to sound like a movie character. Just a little more feeling, a little more personality, and people listen.
All right, so let's start with our first phrase. Mrs. Tina, what's a simple phrase that anyone can use to sound more interesting right now?
One of my favorites is, you know what's funny? You can use this before you tell a story or share something simple. Instead of just saying, I saw a dog, you say, you know what's funny? I saw a dog today that was wearing sunglasses. People will want to know more, just because of how you start.
I like that one. It's so friendly. You can use it anywhere. Even if your story is small, people pay attention.
Let's practice. Mrs. Tina, ask me about my weekend.
Mia, how was your weekend?
You know what's funny? I tried to cook pasta, but I burned it 3 times. My kitchen still smells like smoke.
Haha, that's great. Much better than just saying, I cooked.
Exactly. And you're not just saying what you did, you're making people laugh. They want to talk to you more.
Okay, let's try another. Max, what phrase do you like?
I really like. Guess what? It's so simple, but it makes people curious. If I say, guess what? I finally finished my English homework. People always ask, what happened? Or how did it go? It's like a little secret.
Oh yes, guess what is great. And it's super easy. Listeners, you can practice with us. Next time you see a friend, just say guess what, and then tell them something, even if it's small.
And you can use it with kids, with adults, at work, or just with friends. It works everywhere.
Let's practice together. Max, ask me about my day.
How was your day? Mia,
Guess what? I finally found my missing keys. They were in the fridge.
no way. In the fridge.
Yes, I was making tea, and I guess I got confused. But see, just saying, guess what, made the story more fun.
It's true. And don't be afraid to laugh at yourself. Funny mistakes make great stories. People like to hear you're real.
Okay, let's try another. Mrs. Tina, what's another phrase?
Try this. You won't believe this, but it sounds exciting, right? Even if your story is small, it sounds bigger.
Yeah. That makes everything sound like a movie. I'll try. Mia, ask me about my morning.
How was your morning, Max?
You won't believe this, but I got locked out of my apartment wearing only my pajamas. I had to call my neighbor for help.
Oh no, that's so embarrassing, but also kind of funny. And you know what? I really want to hear more about that story.
Exactly. Mia. That's how you make people want to listen. You make your story special, even if it's simple.
All right, let's try a role play with our listeners. Imagine you had a normal day, but you want to sound interesting. Think of a simple story. Maybe you spilled coffee, you saw something strange, or you tried a new food. Start your story with one of our phrases. You know what's funny? Or, guess what? Or, you won't believe this, but... Just try it.
And remember, nobody is perfect. You don't need to be funny every time. You just need to try. And the more you practice, the easier it gets.
That's right. Max. Practice with a friend, or even in front of the mirror. If you feel nervous, write the phrase on a small card and keep it in your bag. Look at it before you talk to someone.
I did that for weeks, actually. I wrote, guess what? And, you know what's funny? On a sticky note. Every morning, I looked at it before work.
I love that. Mia, small things make a big difference. Even if you only use one new phrase a day, you'll start to notice people listen more.
All right, listeners, let's practice together. We'll say a boring answer, and you change it to something interesting with our phrases. Ready? Here's one. I went to the store. How can you make it interesting?
Maybe. You won't believe this, but I went to the store and saw a dog pushing a shopping cart. Or, guess what? I went to the store, and they were giving out free cookies.
I love these. Listeners, pause the episode for a moment and try it with your own story. Make it fun.
Great. We'll give you a few seconds. Think of your answer now.
See, it's easy when you practice. The more you use these phrases, the more natural they feel.
So true. And remember, if you make a mistake, it's okay. People will remember your smile, your energy, not a small grammar mistake.
Absolutely. The goal is to connect with people, not to sound perfect.
All right, we've shared 3 phrases already, but we have 12 more to go. And don't worry, we'll give you lots of practice and ideas. Ready to keep going, Max?
Always ready. Let's make sure our listeners never sound boring again.
All right, everyone, welcome back. If you're still with us, you already know a few phrases to sound more interesting. But there's so much more to try. Let's keep going. Mrs. Tina, what's the next phrase that can help us out?
Here's a good one. You made my day. This is a really friendly phrase. Imagine someone does something nice for you, even something small, like giving you a smile or helping you with your English. Instead of just saying thank you, you say, you made my day. It feels special and makes people happy.
I love that. One time my friend bought me a coffee when I was tired. I said, "You made my day." He smiled so much. Sometimes little phrases like that are even better than big words.
Yeah, and you can use it with anyone. Even if you don't know someone very well, it still works. Like when your teacher helps you, or your classmate saves a seat for you. You just look at them and say, "Hey, you made my day." It feels good for both people.
Exactly. And here's another one. That's so you. This means something is just perfect for that person. For example, if your friend wears a really bright shirt and you know they love colors, you can say, "That's so you." It shows you notice them and you care.
I've heard that from my friends when I wear my silly socks. That's so you, Max. I always laugh. It's friendly, and it makes people feel like you really know them.
Let's do a quick role play. Mrs. Tina, you pretend to help me with a problem, and I'll try to use the new phrase.
All right, Mia, you look worried. Can I help?
Thanks, Mrs. Tina. I lost my notebook, and I can't find it.
No problem. Mia, I saw a notebook in the library. Maybe it's yours.
Oh, wow, you found it? You made my day.
Perfect. That's so much nicer than just thanks. Okay, my turn. Mia, you always have your tea in a big pink cup. That's so you.
Haha, yes. Everyone knows my pink cup. It's funny how these little things make conversations more fun and real.
And people notice. When you use these phrases, they remember you. It's like leaving a small gift with your words.
I like that. Words are like little gifts. Okay, next phrase. This is Tina. What about something for when you want to say you really agree with someone, but you want to sound more interesting than just me too?
Great question. Try. I was just thinking that. For example, if someone says, "It's cold today," instead of just nodding or saying "me too," say, "I was just thinking that." It shows you're really listening.
Oh, that's good. It feels like you're connected, like you're on the same team.
Yeah, it's more than just agreeing. It's like, hey, I'm really here with you in this moment. Let's practice. Max, say something, and I'll try to use it.
Okay. This song is perfect for driving.
I was just thinking that. It's my favorite road trip song.
See? That was perfect. Mia. Simple, but it really works.
And it's easy to remember. Even if you forget the exact phrase, just try to say something more than "me too." That's the trick.
I've got another good one. When you want to say someone did a good job, don't just say, "Good job." You can say, "You nailed it." It's like, "You did it perfectly."
That's a great one. Max, "you nailed it" is so natural. and native speakers say it a lot. If someone gives a good answer in class or finishes a project, you say, "Wow, you nailed it."
I think people love to hear that. It sounds happy. It's so much better than just okay or nice.
Yeah. Actually, my little cousin did a dance for the family, and I said, "You nailed it." He was so proud.
These phrases are so positive. They really change the mood.
And here's a fun one for when you're surprised. No way. You can use it when something is shocking or funny. For example, if someone tells you a funny story, you say, "No way." It shows you're interested.
Right. If my friend says, "I met a famous actor at the supermarket," I go, "No way." It makes the story more exciting.
It's a quick way to show emotion. People love it when you react with energy.
Let's practice. Mia, tell me something surprising.
Okay, my cat can open the fridge.
No way. Are you serious?
Yup, she jumps and pulls the handle. It's a mess.
Your cat is a genius. See, these small phrases make the story more fun.
All right, let's do a little challenge for our listeners. Try to remember the phrases we've just shared. You made my day. That's so you. I was just thinking that. You nailed it. And no way. Think of a moment in your life when you can use each one. Practice saying it out loud.
Maybe write them down on a sticky note. Put it on your desk or your fridge, unless Mia's cat steals it.
Haha, yes. And don't worry about making mistakes. The more you use these phrases, the easier they become. And if you forget, just try your best. People will understand.
Another tip. Listen for these phrases when you watch movies or TV shows in English. You'll notice native speakers use them all the time.
I love that idea. You can pause the show, repeat the phrase, and try it yourself. It really helps.
Okay, let's add a couple more. When you want to ask for someone's opinion but sound cool, try, "What's your take on this?" instead of just, "What do you think?" It sounds fresh.
Yes. And people feel respected. What's your take on this? Means you care about their opinion.
Let's practice. Max, we're planning a picnic. What's your take on this? Should we go to the park or the lake?
My take is, let's go to the lake. More space. And we can feed the ducks.
Perfect answer. And see, it was a normal conversation, but the phrase made it sound more friendly.
Here's another one. When you want to encourage someone, instead of saying, "Don't worry," you can say, "You've got this." It means, "I believe in you."
I like that. If my friend is nervous before a test, I say, "Don't stress. You've got this."
I always feel better when someone says that to me. It's so supportive.
It's easy to say and feel strong. Try using it with friends or family.
Let's do a quick review with our listeners. We learned, "You made my day. That's so you. I was just thinking that. You nailed it. No way. What's your take on this? You've got this."
That's already so many. Remember, everyone, you don't have to use all at once. Try one or two today. Next week, add more. It's all about small steps.
And if you're listening with a friend, pause the podcast, pick a phrase, and use it in a real conversation. Practice makes you better every time.
Exactly. Don't be afraid. The most important thing is to enjoy talking. Smile, relax, and let your English grow.
All right. Are we ready for even more phrases? Because I think our listeners are going to sound super interesting by the end.
I'm ready. And I want to hear more stories, too.
Perfect. Mrs. Tina, do you have a phrase for when something is really funny or surprising, but you want to say more than just, "That's funny"?
Of course. Try, "That cracked me up." It means something made you laugh a lot. For example, if Max tells a joke, I can say, "That cracked me up."
Let's try it. Mia, tell me a joke.
Okay, why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field.
Haha. That cracked me up.
See, It's so much better than just funny, and everyone remembers a good laugh.
Use this phrase with friends or when someone sends you a funny meme or video. It's very natural.
I like it. All right. Listeners, keep going, don't stop practicing. The more you use these phrases, the less boring your English will ever sound.
We've still got a few more phrases and some really good ideas on how to use them, so stay with us. Remember, speaking English is not just about being correct. It's about connecting, about making people feel something.
And you are doing great. Everyone, let's keep learning together.
Welcome back, everyone. We're almost at the end, but don't worry, we've got more great phrases for you. If you've tried even one of these in your real life this week, we're proud of you. It's not always easy to change how you speak, but these little changes really help.
Absolutely. I've started using some of these phrases myself. It makes conversations more fun. And honestly, people notice right away.
Okay, Mrs. Tina, what's another phrase to help our listeners sound more natural and never boring?
Try this one. That's the spirit. You can use it when someone is positive or trying their best, even if things are hard. For example, if a friend is having a tough day but keeps smiling, say, "That's the spirit." It shows you support them.
Oh, I love that. It feels so supportive, like you're cheering them on.
Yeah, and you can even say it to yourself. If you try something new and it's hard, look in the mirror and say, "That's the spirit." It helps you keep going.
Exactly. Here's another one. Long story short. Use this when you want to make your story quick. If someone asks what happened and you don't want to share every detail, you say, "Long story short. I missed my bus and had to walk home."
That's so useful. I always tell long stories. My friends say, "Get to the point, Max." Now I can say, "Long story short," and they'll know I'm trying.
It really helps keep conversations moving, especially when you're in a hurry or just want to make people laugh.
And when you want to say something was really easy, instead of "it was easy," you can say, "It was a piece of cake." This is a very common English phrase. It means something was simple.
Oh, that's good. It feels like you're connected, like you're on the same team.
Right, and people will think you sound so natural if you use it. Next time someone asks you about something you found easy, just say, "It was a piece of cake."
Okay, another one. I'm on it. You say this when someone asks you to do something and you want to show you're already starting. For example, your boss says, "Can you send this email?" You say, "I'm on it." It means, "I'll do it right now."
That's a cool one. It sounds active and confident. Not just okay, but I'm on it.
Yeah, I use it at home. My mom says, "Clean your room." I say, "I'm on it, Mom." She likes that.
Let's try a quick practice. Max, ask Mia to help you.
Mia, can you help me with my English homework?
I'm on it.
Thanks. That was easy.
All right, what about when you hear something amazing and you want to show you're really impressed? Mrs. Tina?
Try. That blew my mind. It means you're really surprised or amazed. For example, if someone shows you a magic trick or tells you a story you never expected, say, "That blew my mind."
That's a fun one. That blew my mind. I want to use it more.
Yeah, it's a great reaction. And it makes the other person feel good too. Let's see, Mrs. Tina, can you give us one more phrase?
Sure. When you want to say something is very true or you agree strongly, say, "Couldn't agree more." It means, "I agree 100%. For example, someone says, "Learning English with friends is more fun." You can say, "Couldn't agree more."
That's perfect. I'm going to use it today.
All right, let's do a final quick review together. We've learned. You made my day. I was just thinking that you nailed it. No way. What's your take on this? You've got this that cracked me up. That's the spirit. Long story short, piece of cake, I'm on it, that blew my mind. Couldn't agree more. And remember the earlier ones too. You know what's funny? Guess what? And you won't believe this, but
So many phrases. But don't worry. You don't have to learn them all at once. Start with your favorites. Use them a little each day. And you'll see how much more interesting your English sounds.
yes, and even if you forget sometimes, just keep trying. The most important thing is to have fun, make mistakes, and keep learning. Everyone is on their own journey.
You're all doing great. And don't be afraid to repeat phrases. Practice is the best way to learn.
If you enjoyed this episode, try using one new phrase this week and tell us about it. Send us a message or leave a comment. What was your favorite phrase? How did people react?
And if you have any funny stories or want us to talk about more phrases, let us know. We love hearing from you.
Thank you all for listening. Remember, you're not boring. Your English can shine. Use your words like little gifts. Every day is a chance to connect.
See you next time on My English Podcast. And until then, you've got this.